Second part, I was willing to continue with the transmission inside, but we have one out of two parts healthy. The output shaft, the one that they brought me, it's twisted, also the other one. Now, what I did, I came back here, I opened the number 2 spark plug, in better condition than the number 5, over there, and it's not that bad, the number 2. You still see a sign of a bent connector rod, that it's more near to the cylinder wall, the piston from this side than this side. Here has a bigger gap, but it's not that bad like the number 5, okay? And like I said before, there will not gonna be only one bent connector rod. Fine. Couple of them you're gonna be able to see it by eye, just placing down without even getting any measurement. The rest you have to get some measurements to see that they're bent. And like all the time what I'm saying, because Tassos, he says that it has bent connectors, right? Okay. If he decides, the owner, to open the engine to see how many connectors are bent, you're gonna see. When it comes a time, you're gonna see live, alright? If I make mistake, alright, it's for free. It doesn't have to pay nothing. I'm gonna put everything back, I'm gonna close everything, and it doesn't have nobody to pay anything, alright? So that's what I have to say from my side. Nothing more, nothing less. Did they touch the rod for the actuator? Did anybody mess with the rod of the actuator and they changed the stroke? No, not really. I need to have a clear view on that. I'm not gonna be able to tell like this. Nope. So, is it tuned? Have no clue. I see that it has colder intakes and some small modifications on the exhaust, probably. Is it tuned? Probably it's tuned. But even, like I said before, on the M157, if you're aggressive, that's what you get. Alright? And bending the connecting rod. Some people, they don't get it. Some people, they are saying, you know, I have the car. One second, let's go inside the engine room. The connecting rod, it will not gonna bend instant. It's not gonna bend, let us say, with one pull. It's not gonna make one push on the car and then it's gonna bend the connector rod. This will gonna happen, how you can bend the connector rod. If you throw fluid inside of the cylinder, so it cannot compress the fluid, obviously it's gonna bend the connector rod. If you spray NOS, nitrous, call it as you like, between 3000 RPMs and 5000 RPMs, where the torque is gonna jump to the sky, you're gonna bend the stock connector rod. Or if you are exceeding the 1200 Newton meters of torque on the middle range, between 3 and 5000 RPMs, 3 to 4500, there where it's suffering. Alright, it won't gonna happen at once. Fine, that means if you make 1000 Newton meters of torque, what's happening? You are graduate bending the rod. That means you have, let us say, example, 20 pulls until it comes completely bent, until it touches the piston on the cylinder wall, alright? At the beginning, when it's straight, the connecting rod, it's gonna be okay. Later on, when it's gonna start tilting it, when it start bending, it's gonna be much more easy. You might have the car, let us say, with a tune for 5 years. You might driving normal, without pushing hard, or let us say pushing after 5000 RPMs, avoiding the middle range RPMs that the torque, it spikes, it goes to the sky, alright? What's gonna happen? You might have 5 years, let us say, tuned M157 and everybody happy. The engine is not gonna suffer, you're not gonna have any problem, let us say, with the connecting rods. If you sell the car to somebody else and he's pushing the car more hard, or if you retune it and you don't have, you didn't control the torque based on boost on the middle range RPMs, you're gonna bend easily the connecting rods. It's 101. I mean, I don't know what else should I say. If you don't push the car at all, you're not gonna have any problem with the connecting rods. Imagine, let us say that you are putting turbo upgrade, you are putting methanol, you are putting downpipes, you put everything, whatever it's existing in the market. You're making also, you're putting external waste gates to don't have a back pressure. And the specific engine can make, let us say, 1200 horsepower at the wheels with 1300 Newton meters of torque. That's an example, alright? If you start driving normal the car and you never push, you're never gonna bend the connecting rod. Simple as that. If you push, let us say, from 5500 to 7000 RPMs, you're never gonna bend the connecting rods. Okay, on this high output you might bend it, but just say. That's what I have to say. Gentlemen with M157, be careful how you treat your machine. At the end of the day, it's a machine. On how you're treating it, that's what's happening. It is the design. If it was natural aspirated, we're not gonna talk right now. We're not gonna talk about bent connecting rods or any problem. If it was NA, we're not gonna have this kind of problems. If the turbo setup, it was different and it's not spooling, it didn't have so small turbos so near to the engine, and it's not spooling so early to give you stupid amount of torque in the middle range and lower RPMs, we're not gonna talk about connecting rods right now. This is something that I have mentioned, I don't know, 100 times. I don't even remember anymore. It depends the setup, it depends how you are using one machine. Keep in mind, if you want to destroy something, yes, you can destroy. I have said that before, on the Formatic, on an E63 Formatic, you can bend the connecting rod even on a bone stock application. On the E63 Formatic S, the 2015, the latest one. The latest, yeah, I think so, yeah. The last one was at 2015, right? Yeah. So, that's what I have to say. It's not on my hand. And for these gentlemen that they're watching one video on Instagram, less than a minute, and they say, you hydrolock the engine, and it doesn't have bent. What he said, that gentleman, he said, you don't have bent connecting rod, you have a broken intake valve spring, and you have also the intercooler that's leaking inside, and that's why you don't have a compression. There is no bent connecting rod. If it's leaking the intercooler and goes inside the combustion chamber, you're gonna have a hydrolock, you're gonna have a bent connecting rod. You like it or you don't like it. So the bad thing is that the guy who plays the comment, he's mechanic. That means if the owner with the E63 Formatic, he goes to him, he's gonna say to him, you know what, we're gonna change the valve springs, the intercooler, the valves, and then you're back in business with the bent connecting rods. Pay attention to something. Listen to my words. This car, 99%, the customer, he'll gonna open the engine. You're gonna come the time to see with your eyes if there is a bent connector or not. Because I saw it with my eyes, through the camera. That's what I have to say. Have a nice day. Let me continue with some other stuff. I cannot continue with the transmission. I keep this part that's healthy, the output stuff, this is different video. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, M157, right? The output stuff, I cannot use it. That's on the right, it's the old one. On the left, it's the one that they sent me yesterday. Same thing there. On the right, it's the old one. On the left one, it's the one that they sent me yesterday. And it's healthy, beautiful. It's just only to be cleaned. That's all. Yeah, thank you. Screw it. Let's put also this on the video. This is the fuel injector from the CLS, the one that's leaking. And I think I upload video only on YouTube, only on Instagram. I don't remember where. Okay, this injector is leaking. And I have mentioned 1 million times to our guys here outside and to anybody that you have to be careful to don't fail anything here. You're not gonna have a chance. It has to be, you need to clean the engine bay to don't have anything, to don't have a dust, to don't have a sand, to don't have nothing, so don't fail anything inside of the fuel injector, otherwise say goodbye to the fuel injector. Alright, this injector has 160,000 kilometers and it failed, it's stuck, it's leaking fuel inside the combustion chamber. It's not leaking fuel like the port injection, that when it's stuck it's dumping all the fuel from the rail inside, but it's coming a stream, it's under pressure, and it's not, it comes wet inside of the combustion chamber, but it's not building up fluid, if you like. And most of it is evaporating because it's still hot inside. I think that you saw it on the video, on the previous video. The biggest problem with the injectors, that I started mentioning this earlier, and not on this video, on a previous video, but I didn't finalize it. What I was willing to say, you have the oxygen sensor that's monitoring the air-fuel ratio per bank. It's not per cylinder, it's per bank. Alright? So imagine, let us say that one fuel injector, for AB reason, it's performing by 50% on the specific cylinder. Example, the number 3 cylinder. Alright? It's spraying the 50% of the amount. When he sees the oxygen sensor that it doesn't have enough fuel mixture, you're gonna increase the fuel mixture on the other cylinders to compensate. but the specific cylinder will gonna run hot. And guess what? You can melt a valve, you can melt a piston, you can have piston ring expansion, you can have these kind of things. This is also, somebody asked me before, sorry, somebody placed a comment, a question. It's a long time ago, but just now I remember it, because we are around of the M157. Now that's the end.